All right, let's talk about personal computer security. But I want you to forget all the dry, super technical checklists for a minute. We're going to reframe this whole thing. We're talking about building a fortress, defending your treasure, and yeah, fighting off some very real digital dragons.
So, to kick things off, a quick question for you. And this comes straight from Kerry Parker's fantastic book, Firewalls Don't Stop Dragons. Just be honest with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is basically Fort Knox and 1 is, a wet paper bag, how secure do you feel your digital life is right now?
If your answer was somewhere down in the wet paper bag territory, maybe a 1 or a 2, you are definitely not alone. The truth is, most people feel completely overwhelmed by all this stuff. So our goal here is to get you out of that paper bag and into a place where you feel confident and in control.
To get there, we need a better way to think about the problem. And this is where the whole idea of the book just clicks. We're not just messing around with settings, we're basically practicing the ancient art of building a castle. And when you think of it that way, all of a sudden these abstract threats, malware, phishing scams, hackers, they become way more real. They're like dragons circling your castle, just looking for a weakness, a way in. And your job isn't to be some tech genius. It's just to build some good, strong defenses.
So let's break this down. What are the parts of this digital castle? Well, the castle itself is everything you want to protect. Your laptop, your phone, all your online accounts, the whole shebang. The main gate, that one big entrance from the internet, that's your router. And deep inside, that's the treasure. Your photos, your private documents, your messages. That's what the dragons are really after.
Okay, so if the router is the main gate, what are all the little doors and windows leading into the castle? Well, those are your passwords. And for way too many people, those doors are barely even locked, which makes them the #1 easiest way for the dragons to just waltz right in.
And what's wild about this slide is just how predictable we humans are. This is a list of some of the most common passwords found after big data breaches. I mean, look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the word password. The bad guys don't even need to be brilliant hackers. They just have to try the most obvious keys first because they know we're creatures of habit.
So here's the most important takeaway. Expecting yourself to create and remember dozens of different, super complex passwords for every single website, it's just impossible. It's not a flaw in your character, it's just how our brains work. The problem isn't your memory, it's the system. And the solution, the real game changer, is a password manager.
Think of a password manager like your castle's own personal key master. Your only job is to come up with one single, really strong but memorable master password. After that, the key master does everything else. It creates these crazy, unique, impossible-to-guess passwords for all your sites, and it remembers them for you. Just like that, you've secured every single gate with a lock that nobody can pick.
Okay, with the gates totally secure, let's move on to the walls of the castle. And by walls, I mean the software and operating systems that are running on all your devices.
You see, every piece of software out there has potential weaknesses. And when somebody discovers one of these weaknesses, it's like finding a big crack in your castle wall. The dragons, the attackers, they actively hunt for these known vulnerabilities because it's a super easy way to get inside. This quote really nails the challenge we're up against. The threats are changing constantly, like every single day. Antivirus software is helpful, for sure. But with bad guys moving so fast, your best defense isn't just trying to catch every single threat. It's making sure your walls have no openings in the first place.
And that's why those software update notifications are so incredibly important. Seriously, they're not just there to annoy you. They're basically your castle's construction crew, running around and patching up all those cracks in the walls before the enemy even has a chance to find them. Keeping everything updated is one of the most powerful things you can do.
Okay, so the gates are locked, the walls are solid, but what if a dragon still somehow gets in? What about the treasure itself? All your photos, your documents, your memories. We've got to have a backup plan.
One of the scariest dragons out there today is something called ransomware. This is nasty stuff. It doesn't just steal your data, it locks it up in a digital chest that you can't open. It encrypts every single file and then demands you pay a ransom to get the key. If you don't have another copy of your stuff, you either pay the criminals or you lose everything, forever.
But here's the good news. There is one single strategy that protects you from that and so much more. Just look at this slide. It doesn't matter if the threat is a simple accident, like your hard drive dying, or a targeted attack like ransomware. The solution is exactly the same, a reliable backup.
Having a recent copy of all your treasure stored somewhere safe outside the castle means you can recover from pretty much any disaster. So, we've covered the tools, the tactics, we have secure gates, strong walls, and we've protected the treasure. But the final piece of this whole puzzle isn't a tool at all. It's a change in your mindset. Security isn't something you just set up one time and then forget about. It's more of an ongoing state of awareness. You've built this amazing castle, and now you get to step into the role of the watchman on the walls, not living in fear, but from a place of confident control. And what are the duties of the watchman? Well, they're actually pretty simple, and they bring everything we've talked about together. You use that password manager to guard all the gates. You keep your software updated to maintain the walls, and you make sure your data is backed up to protect the treasure. And one last thing. For your really important accounts like email and banking, you add a second guard. That's what two-factor authentication is. It means a bad guy needs not just your password, but also your phone to get in. And that's it. That's really the core of it all.
So as we finish up, I'll just leave you with this thought. By taking these simple but really powerful steps, you're not just checking off boxes on some list. You're taking back control. You are building your fortress, and you're declaring that you, and you alone, are in charge of your digital world. Your castle is built, you're the one who holds the keys.